call.
Mr. Vishal Patel.
Here.
Ms. Peng.
Here.
Mr. Shi. Ms. White.
Here.
Ms. Anjana Patel. Mr. Lugo. Mr. Ronak Patel.
Here.
Mr. Errico.
Here.
Mr. Azzarello.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Opening statement.
In accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, Public Law 1975 C 231 Sunshine Law, the Edison Township Board of Education has caused notice of this meeting to be published by having the date, time, and place thereof posted in the Board of Education administrative offices and posted on the Board of Education website.
Okay. In accordance with NJSA Section 10-412, the Edison Township Board of Education adjourns to confidential session for the purpose of discussing the following: confidential personal and board matters, student matters, pending litigation, legal matters, contracts, property acquisition, and HIB. Motion to previous session.
Motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Motion carries.
Okay, let's go. And we expect to be back between 5:30 and 6 p.m. Thank you. Reconvene to open session.
There are two.
Dr. John Toth.
Yes. First item up, we have a resolution on the agenda tonight. It's a resolution of the Board of Education, Township of Edison, in the County of Middlesex County, authorizing the termination of the contract for the purchase of the Talmage Road property.
Okay. Board President?
Yeah.
Yeah. Before that go, I would like to make a motion to table this because we are missing two board members today. I would like to make a motion to table this resolution.
Second it.
So we have a motion made at the table from Ms. Peng, seconded by Mr. Azzarello. I'll now call for a vote. Okay. Got to go to page 2. Sorry, guys. Mr. Azzarello.
Yes.
Mr. Errico.
Yes.
Mr. Ronak Patel.
Yes.
Mr. Lugo.
No.
Miss White.
No.
Ms. Peng.
Yes.
Mr. Vishal Patel.
No.
Motion is carried to table.
So what does that mean is we cannot vote on the abolishing the land purchase because there was a motion to table, so we cannot vote it until the next future meetings. So I'm moving on to the next agenda, which is budget representation. Dr. Alderali.
Thank you so much, Board President. Not for action on this meeting, but through discussions as well as correspondence with the Board of Education, we have the approval on the Tuesday night agenda for our budget. There will be a budget presentation as well as a budget hearing, and we'll talk about the contents of the budget, what it entails, how it supports student growth, in relationship also to staffing, programming, et cetera. We are going to, myself and Mr. Toth will also present information on how it will affect the taxpayer as well, too.
Yes.
Ratables, increase in average taxes on the average home, all of those separate components. So that will be done on Tuesday night. It will be a board presentation. It will be a Board of Education hearing, and then a board vote at that time on the newly revised budget numbers here.
Thank you. Superintendent's report.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. All right. Just bear with me 1 second. I had the document up. Okay. All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I hope all is well with you. We have a pretty active month. I do want to start off by saying, and again, I'm going to save a lot of my comments for Tuesday's action meeting, but yesterday we were pleased to celebrate Administrative Professionals Day here in Edison, recognizing the essential contributions of our dedicated staff. I know I speak on behalf of all of us that we extend our sincere gratitude to these professionals for their tireless work ethic, their commitment, which is vital to our daily successes. I know that the administrative professionals that are responsible for my day-to-day operations run my life along with Mrs. Aldarelli, and that is greatly appreciated. So I thank you so much for the work you do as we engage in the upcoming month of May. Today also I had the honor of attending the daytime celebration for our J.P. Stevens Hall of Honor inductees. I think there were 12 this year that got the opportunity to not only tour the facility, take a walk around the new building, listen to our talented choir and our instrumental music programs, mingle and reminisce at their times as a J.P. Stevens Hawk. I just want to congratulate all of the inductees, and special thanks to Dr. Kim, her administration, the Hall of Fame, or the Hall of Honor Committee, and everyone else who contributed to the success of it as well, too. A couple other highlights. I'm pleased to share, I actually just got this email last week, some wonderful news regarding artistic successes here of our students. We're proud that students who participated in Congressman Pallone's Congressional High School Art Competition, it's called an Artistic Discovery. 7 of our students were actually recognized and received accolades in relationship to that from both Edison High School and J.P. Stevens. Congratulations to all the winners on this prestigious competition. It just shows the great talents that we have here in Edison Township, and I'm a proud superintendent to endorse those programs, and I thank everybody that supervises those pieces in relationship to those student successes. Mr. Patel, I will give the rest of my report at Tuesday's board meeting.
Thank you. Next section is President's comment. I mean, I had an experience of visiting a Herbert Hoover Middle School last week. I was invited by a few students who were doing the VIPAR project, and the subject of the VIPAR project was mental health, right? So I could not say no. I went to meet them in person, and I was excited to hear the line of questions they were asking about the mental health and how to deal with it. And I know that is one of my vision this year, to kind of have more mental health awareness in a school and maybe start some program where we can teach students to identify any issues and teach them how to deal with it. So I was excited that middle school students were asking me about the mental health. So thank you. Next is public comments for anything. Yes? Oops. Sorry. Yeah, agenda review.
Yeah, the agenda review, sir. Yep.
Sorry
Great.
for that.
Just, if I may, Mr. President, just to be clear and manage expectations, as members of the board know and members of the public assembled here heard, the board voted on a resolution to table agenda item F, Talmage Road land resolution. So that item is not on tonight's agenda. So this public comment period on agenda items only shall not and cannot be used to comment on that. Thank you.
So as far as the agenda items that are on the board for discussion, we have our personnel report, which we will approve at our upcoming meeting. We've got a couple resolutions under administration currently right now. It will be Teacher Appreciation Week, the week of May 4th to May 8th. I will make official comments on that times, but I pride myself on supervising the greatest teachers in all of our nation. So they make my job easy, and they make this school district look fantastic, and it's a pleasure to work alongside of them each and every day. As well as National Nurses Week, usually the most popular office in a school, especially elementary schools. We have that celebrating from May 6th to May 12th as well. We thank them so much for our service and for taking care of all of our students here in Edison Township. We also have just a revision to the calendar for the 2025-2020 school year, 2026 school year, current school year that we're in, just formally adopting the approval of the addition to a final day of school in lieu of utilizing that snow day for the holiday of Eid during March. We also have on this agenda our settlement agreement. And moving forward to curriculum and instruction, we have the approval of our field trips as we kind of wrap up the end of the year. We've got a bunch of trips for our theater department, our chamber choir, and some of our special education students as well. On the agenda as well is also our pupil special services section, where we are approving the out-of-district student placements for the upcoming months. For our finance and facility there, Mr. Toth, We have just the usual pieces. I will turn it over to my colleague to go over some of those components.
All right, just up above that, I want to touch on the 2027 budget. The preliminary budget we submitted to the county was at 12%. As you can see from this agenda, the tax increase now is basically cut in half. It's at 6%. When we follow down to the finance and facilities section, item A, we have our bills list and associated financial reports. Item B is our contracts. We have a few contracts up there for this month's approval for restaurant equipment and some electrical service work. We also have an exhibit of all our FY27 contracts, which are probably about 85% of our educational software program licenses that we use. So we're going to be approving that. Under procurement, we had put out bids due to some changes with the co-ops and laws in regards to using co-ops for public works projects. We put out a bid for various time and materials for various trades, from HVAC to boilers to fire. We're going to be awarding those. Further down, under procurement, we have gone out to competitive contract for a variety of our insurance consultants, risk or property and casualty, as you'd call it, prescription health. We have received those bids. They will be evaluated. I'm not sure if we'll be evaluating them in time for this next meeting's appointment, or if we'll be moving that to the May agenda. Under facilities, there's a few change orders under some of the projects that are ongoing right now at the James Madison School, the Edison High School as well. Under grants, there is a resolution on the agenda in regards to pre-K. We were awarded the PEA grant for the FY27 school year. Due to budget restraints, we are going to be rejecting the state aid in regards to the pre-K program. And under transportation, there's nothing to report at this time. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, I guess next section is the public comments. Shivi?
I have a couple of clarification questions. My first question is, when will the budget actually be presented? When do we get to see the full budget? Because per my understanding, at this meeting, the budget should have been discussed in detail. And then within 48 hours, the budget should have been available on the website so people could have taken a look. And then the board votes on the budget on April 28th. So right now, what's the process?
Yeah, finish all the questions and then we'll answer them.
Okay, my second question is, at this point, because this is the open public comments, right? So people can talk on any topic?
Yeah.
Okay. And my third question is, what is your policy regarding public comments? And because then I will know whether I can come back or not come back.
What's the policy for coming back for public comment? No, right now.
Bear me 1 second. I'm just going to pull up the policy for you. So, policy 0167, that's district bylaw. Your question was, what's the policy for coming back to speak, you said? I mean,
How many minutes can I speak, and am I allowed to come back
no,
if I have not used up my minutes?
no. So generally speaking, you get 6 minutes to speak pursuant to this policy, which for the record is substantially longer than just about
Can we
every
pause
other
my time?
school district in the state of New Jersey. Public comment is not a conversation. It's not a back and forth. And no, the general spirit and the intent is not to have a round robin with people kind of just coming back continually to ask questions or make follow-up rebuttal comments based upon what other speakers say and or what the administration and their board members say. So again, you get your 6 minutes to ask your questions, make your comments. The administration and or the board president may answer them at that time, or they may just wait until after everyone speaks to answer any particular questions, keeping in mind that certain matters may be protected by the attorney-client privilege, personnel exceptions, et cetera. So again, your time was paused. You got 4 minutes and 44 seconds. I think that was a Jay-Z album recently. You can continue your comments.
So
and we'll move on.
if I don't finish my minutes, am I allowed to come back
No,
and speak?
no, that's not how it operates. No.
Okay, so I just forfeit my time, basically.
All right, thank you. Yes,
Okay.
yes, ma'am.
So if you could please answer my question, and if you're going to present the budget for the first time on April 28th, and then just vote on it, I feel like that's not transparent. You need to give the public time to, be able to come back with suggestions. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Dr. Aldwell.
Want me to speak to that?
Yep. I'm going to talk about the process and
Absolutely.
hand it over to my colleague, Mr. Toth.
So in terms of the budgeting process, I think, a lot of you know, and I've said this time and time again, that the budget starts being developed back like in October, right? And we go through a long process with administration in the business office and the central office, along with building principals and vice principals in order to build the budget. In any event, as to once it comes to the board, we start working with the finance committee to develop parameters, right, in January as to where we're going to be in terms of revenue, right? Because it's a revenue-driven budget. You can only budget for the revenue that you have, right? If it's 2% above the tax levy, that's what it is. The current budget that we have right now, the preliminary budget that we submitted last March, is that just what it is. It's a preliminary budget. So we've got that back. Obviously, we had a lot of feedback, right, from board president and various board members as to what we can do to, contain the cost or contain the increases to the taxpayer within that budget, right? So we have come down off that 12% tax increase to 6%. And that's what you'll be presented with at the budget hearing next Tuesday night. The budget in and of itself, the 12% budget, that's what's approved by the county. That's the advertised budget, which is on our website. We can't make official changes to that until after the hearing is when we can submit those changes to the county. So yes, I have, adjusted my internal accounting software with my team to reflect a 6% tax increase. But you won't see that in the DOE budget because we have to have a budget hearing. We have to have, which will be on a 6% tax increase. We have to have that hearing. We have to have the support. We have to take a vote. The board has to approve of it. And then all the changes that we've made between the time the preliminary budget was approved and next Tuesday, I have to go and transpose into the DOE software so then the county can review it and ultimately approve a 6% tax levy budget. So you won't see all of those in the DOE on the line item budget because they haven't been done yet. I can give you an overview. I have no problem, right? I mean, that's going from 12 to 6 is substantial. But I have a firm understanding of what I reduced. Many people have asked me via Oprah or whatever, what have you, and I have no problem commenting on that. But yes, the advertised budget is out there, correct, Ms. Daniels? It's also been sent to the paper. That's out there as well. So it's available at any time you'd like. If you also would like a copy of it, just email me and I'll send you a copy of the DOE and advertised budget. Thanks.
Mr. Patel?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, sure. And just for clarity and overview, we're currently working on our budget presentation too, which we plan on providing on our website in advance of Tuesday's meeting as well too, which will provide an overview of the difference between the 12% and the 6%, some of the areas that have been cut, some of the areas that have been maintained. For those of you that had the opportunity to attend the town hall, we talked about some of those potential things that we would definitely look at, right? And that would be, a loan payment that was built in for district-wide air conditioning, some of our playgrounds that needed additional, a little bit of TLC, some of our band equipment, as Mr. Toth had said too, the burden that is on the taxpayer for pre-K in relationship to that grant as well, a reduction in subscription busing, as well as a reduction in staffing at all levels too. So this kind of entails that. The budget presentation will have a more detailed list of those things, as well as the impact to the taxpayer in relationship to the average assessed home.
Okay, thank you. Yes, Sue? Or Beth?
Beth Talke, 15 Midwood Avenue. I understand nobody wants to see a 12% increase. You know, I don't as a lifelong resident here. But to chop it all the way to 6% from 12, any of that bank cap that we have, right, we're going to lose. We can't use it next year or the year after. That's my first question. Because if we think this year is bad, the subsequent years, are you being proactive rather than reactive to the public being upset about it? And are you also looking, Mr. President, to what's going to happen next year and the year after? And we're not going to have that extra money to raise taxes if we have to, because things are getting more expensive. And Dr. Aldarelli, I know you just gave us some things that are going to be cut. Can you give us more specifics of what impact it's going to have today while the public's sitting here from 12% to 6%? So that's, you know, a lot of money and a lot of things that are going to be cut for our students right in the classrooms. So if you can explain that and why we went so drastic to, like, you know, halfway from 12 to 6 instead of more like an 8-10, where our children wouldn't be losing as much because we're going to lose more the next year and the year after that. And are we looking down the pipe at that rather than just reactions to the public right now? Thank you.
Yep.
Hello, this is Sagarika Kariwala. Our understanding was that the budget was supposed to be reviewed today. From 12% to 6%, we would like to understand what cuts were made, why, how it got reduced to 6%, number one. Number two, I'm very much surprised that the Talmage deal is still on table. It has to stop. No matter what entity of Edison Township ultimately executes, whether it's BOE, whether it's township, the financial burden will be back on residents. We want that to stop. Second, we want full accountability on 19.7 million in short-term capital lease obligations. We deserve clear explanation on how that debt was authorized and how it is impacting the operating budget in a way that drives up the taxes. Third, our core responsibility is K through 12 education. If the pre-school program is not 100% funded by the state, it must be paused until it is financially sustainable. Fourth, large-scale upgrades such as air conditioning projects. These projects were promised without verified, transparent funding plan. We don't even know what schools were picked. We don't even know the entire plan. What is the contract? All these details needs to be communicated for us to even look at. Fifth, optional services like subscription busing provided to students which does not qualify the state mandated transportation should not be subsidized by the general taxpayer in a time of rising cost. Sixth, administrative cost. They must be reduced. Non-essential, year-to-year BOE positions that do not directly impact students. Mind it, do not directly impact students. We don't want teacher cuts. We don't want staff cuts. These positions should be eliminated that adds to long-term expenses. This is a step to reduce overhead while protecting what matters most of the classrooms. And finally, I really hope that the board is transparent on all the budget items that will be presented. I feel it's very unfair that it's not clearly communicated today why how the cuts were made and what is the revised budget. We need time to analyze the revised budget and then suggest and opine on it. Reviewing and approving the same day does not cut it for us. It's not acceptable. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes. No, no, yeah, sorry, yeah.
Hi, hello everyone. Thank you for this session. So, before I ask my question, so I'm asking that in front of community what is here.
Can you please identify yourself, name and,
I'm Pavel. My name is Pavel. Hello.
and street?
Excuse me?
Street address, or are you from Edison? It's a policy. You have to identify yourself
Okay.
and tell us where you're from.
Clive Hills Road 20.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, I'm staying in front of our community right now. So, and we analyze the budget for several years, and we can see huge increase of using cost. Our community does not have increase of income in such huge percentage as you increasing budgets. As you, it's our taxes. So I just want to remind you guys, so you do not have money, it's our money. And this money you need to use with wisdom and use as how we want to use them. Because not you do budget and everything. We do it together because we discussing our money and we discussing how our community has a visibility on that. We discussing what is going on. Company, you know, so now we have technically crisis in the country. You know, so many people lost jobs. Many people almost lost jobs. You know, so everything going up. Inflation, payments, something, grocery, and etc. So payments going up. Instead, to try somehow to manage money wisdomly and reduce using some what is extra, you increasing them. It's a shame. I'm sorry. It's a shame. This deal with buying some land, which is definitely overpriced, it's a horrible. It's not what we want. Another part of budget, doesn't matter, do you want them to show them or not, you need to take a look on them. You need to look on them carefully. Because it's time not increasing something, it's time to save what we have. Because no one from us able to go to our employer and ask increase for 12% just in case. Where we should take this money out for you? Please tell me. Where? What we supposed to do? We should take something out from our table and feed less our kids? Or we should use what? Less fuel? What's the plan for us? What's the plan for us? For you, you make a plan. So please, don't hide from us. You serving us, you our servant. So please cooperate with us, and please work with us. Don't play the game. This time, this day, we should to make a decision to stay with zero increase. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Harish? After Harish, you can go. Sorry, he raised the hand before you.
So can we talk about Talmage or no?
No. No. Yeah, it's agenda items only, so the Talmage motion was on a table, I mean, it was put on a table, so you cannot.
Again, ladies and gentlemen of the public, as I referenced earlier to manage expectations, the Board of Education is permitting public comment in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act. There is specific reference on the agenda for public comments on resolutions only. I did hear one speaker make a reference. She slid it in there real quick. It was too late or too fast for us to stop her. But again, respectfully, public comment is on agenda items only. You have 6 minutes. You can use it for that time. You can come back next week, or I think the next meeting in May, when that item will be revisited by the board as expected. Thank you. So again, members of the public, this is a public meeting. We're going to ask you all to conduct yourself with respect and decorum so as not to disrupt this meeting. Pursuant to board bylaws, if you disrupt the orderly operation of this meeting, the board can and will have you removed by law enforcement who is here present in the building. Please let the board conduct its business. This is a board meeting held in public. It's not a public meeting. Thank you.
It's a public comments part.
Public comment on resolution.
Please, Harish, it's
Public
Harish's
comment on
time, like,
resolutions. Please
yes.
stop blurting out from the audience. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sir, your time is up.
Harish.
Okay.
It's actually an agenda, and Robert's rules also prohibit people from blurting out from the audience. Thank you, ma'am.
Harish Thatineni, 45 McKinley Street. So first, the positives. Definitely a good move, 12 to 6. As I said, we complain when there is something wrong. We will acknowledge if there is something good. So I stand by that at least. So now, coming to 6, we don't know all the details, but what I hear is that middle school band equipment has been cancelled by $700K, postponement of playground equipment projects, reduction in field trips. Assuming that this is true, I don't know what's the correct choice of words to criticize that. So I'll go straight to the point. That's not acceptable. We need to do better. And since we are nickel and diming everything, so I have some ideas which I collected from community by which we can definitely save quarters and dollars, not just nickels and dimes. So number one, the school grounds. We gave it to the township for soccer, cricket, and baseball matches or whatever because we apparently didn't want to take the headache. It's time to get it back into our domain and increase the fees also. I know 5 years back, I supported the cricket fees being very less, 160 per team. A lot of people criticized me on the social media, but anyway, those times were different. At that time, we wanted to promote the game. Now it is time to increase the fees for everybody, all the private teams or whatever, especially for the out-of-Edison teams. Same thing for the ABC revenue. I know the township runs it, and I do not know how much rent they pay you. I went to the council meeting yesterday and I asked the numbers. Recreation director said he will send me the email, revenues, costs, and profit. Obviously, they run it, so staffing is there, so that is a cost. But rent, I don't know how much rent they pay you. So time to take that back and manage it efficiently and save some money. I mean, it looks really bad when you say that I have to cut the field trips for kids. That is like a few thousands of dollars, and we are talking about 300 million plus budget. Also, renting of the auditoriums of EHS, JP, JAMS, and all those. I heard that for the non-profit organizations, there's a 50% discount. Time to cut that discount. Let's cancel all those things. I mean, it is what it is. I don't feel happy saying that, but we have to do that. And we have to manage it efficiently. And council did say yesterday, Council President Joe Coyle did say yesterday he's willing to work with BOE and administration on any issue, anytime. I don't know the politics behind closed doors, but that is the public statement. So I think it's time to forget our differences and work together because this is a crunch situation. And as Beth probably pointed out, next year will be even more bad. So next year, Vishal and Shannon, I don't know if you guys will still be the president and vice president, but again, don't shoot the messenger. These are all ideas coming from different people in the community. They didn't want to be identified. And I have been doing this for 3 years. You guys know me. So one of the most important things that people said was introduce a new goal for superintendent. Rockstar, you can hate me for this. Okay. To cut the fixed costs by at least 1%. Ideally, it should be more than that. I think it should be 2.5 or whatever, because when we have the 3.5 increase in salary in the contract, I really don't see if 1% will do. But that is something that needs to be done. And there are a lot of positions which can be either merged or made more efficient. And I never took the names. I won't take the names this time also. But and also, again, this is coming from the Edison community, and all those are not my ideas. So don't shoot the messenger. It appears that at a lot of places, teachers are being used instead of substitutes. So that is a higher billing rate. So that needs to be changed. VPs of the school can be cut by half, 2 for high school and 1 for middle school. If push comes to shove, we have to do that. 500:1 ratio is recommended. It's not mandated by state. Chief Administrative Officer, do we really need 2? Maybe one is enough. Transportation and BA office, a lot of hires were done. So maybe we can cut some. I know some cuts might have already happened, so I might be repeating some of the things, but personal things I'm not aware, so I have to say what I have to say. HR and diversity director positions, can it be combined? Innovation and communication director positions, can it be combined? Assistant and deputy superintendent positions, are they really needed? So those are some of the things. And there is one thing I wanted to point out before my time runs out. So regarding last meeting, public was very upset with 2 people. They both are your right-hand people, Dr. Elderelli, and you know whom I'm referring to. As I said, I don't take names. And it came across as they were intimidating people by giving scary tactics like, oh, 12 to 10, yeah, I might have to cut entire subscription. That's not the way to talk, honestly. Sorry. I mean...
Time is,
Okay.
sorry. Thank you. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, yes. No. You go after her. Yeah.
Oh.
No, you are fine. I was telling her. Don't know her name.
Okay. Good evening. Good evening, members of the board, administration, and my fellow neighbors.
Can you give your name and address?
I am Dr. Nimesha Shukla, living at 76 George Avenue, Edison 08820. Thank you for being here tonight. And I want to begin by saying that most of us are here not because we enjoy spending our evenings at board meetings. We rather be at home with our families and enjoying some quality time, sometimes just pretending to work on iPhone but just scrolling. That's okay too for me. But we are here. We are all here today. Why we are here? Because this is very important to us. And I'm disheartened that you guys didn't even present us the budget for which we have spent probably combined more than 200-300 hours. We were here eagerly waiting to see the line item budgets, and you have failed to, make this small, simple expectation come true. And sometimes when it comes to budgets and all, you guys have to know that we are not here asking for a finance degree from you guys, right? As long as you know that we are not asking for a finance degree from you, please don't throw word mumbo jumbo at us so that you can confuse us. And if there is no clarity and if you can't explain it to us, then why approve it, right? Yeah. So you just want to throw the word jargon at us. But remember, though I am a doctor and I have studied for 35 years of my life, I'm not here to take a finance education from you guys, and I'm not asking for any degrees, and same is for most of us. So tell us in a simple way how these line items are going to work, and we are asking for honesty from you, not delaying tactics, and not tactics so that, we'll get exhausted and we'll just give up and let you, put any numbers, throw any numbers at us. And at the time when we are all stretched to make our budget numbers be met for our family, why are we shopping for real estate? We need realistic planning from you. Budgets are harder. If district-wide air conditioning projects are proposed, as residents, we deserve to see the full numbers, not your broad estimates, not your assumptions. We need a clear, transparent plan on this, because nobody likes surprise costs, especially when they hit us on our tax bill. So please make a note of it. You should be providing fairness to taxpayers. We should be able to review the optional services and where their costs are getting distributed. This is not a criticism, but this is just a responsible budgeting that we expect from you. A lot of us run our own organizations, whether it is for-profit, non-profit. All of us periodically ask ourselves that, are we operating as efficiently as possible? And it is just a simple good management. And sometimes I doubt if you guys are asking that question to yourself, that are we operating as efficiently as possible? And when residents are asked to pay more, that is when we expect that every layer of spending has to be examined. If you ask for more money from us, please examine every layer of spending. In the end, I want to say that we are not here to fight you. We are here to work with you. And we are asking you simple questions. We want accountability, we want transparency, and we want common sense. Just like I said, when we are stretching our budgets, why are we shopping for real estate? And when we are asking for this transparency from you, it goes beyond presentations and beyond summaries. Residents want a line-by-line understanding of how you make your decisions. And if you need, we believe that we can even provide volunteer citizen oversight committee, if that can improve trust between the board and the community. We are not asking for perfection, we are asking for partnership. We are asking for your honesty. We are asking you to remember something very simple. The budget is not just numbers on paper. It represents the people sitting in this room, the families who live here, the seniors who worry about their fixed incomes, and the taxpayers who make all of this possible. Thank you.
Elizabeth Conway, 20 Netherwood Circle. This problem started many years ago when we were underfunded as a district. And for many years, we were playing catch up, because when we got a certain percentage increase, it was only on the increase of the money that was underfunded. To double that problem was the 0% budgets for the last number of years. Each year, I questioned the 0% increase because everything was going up but we held to a 0% increase, which I felt was just not a good idea. And now we're in a mess because it's caught up with us. Yes, at a certain point, Governor Murphy did give us back some of the money to help us catch up, but we knew once we did that, our piggy bank was going to hurt. And that's exactly what's happening this year. So therefore, now we're seeing the brunt of it. As far as tabling an issue earlier, you had the 5 votes. Why bother? When those other 2 people show up next time, you're still going to have your 5 votes, so you're only prolonging the inevitable. As far, my question to you regarding pre-K is, you said you were going to cut back on that. Does that mean we're eliminating pre-K, or is there some way to make the program that we have more sustaining? For years, I questioned subscription busing before I was on the board, when I was on the board, after I was on the board, because it was always an issue that subscription busing had to maintain itself. It had to be self-sufficient, and that was not happening. Yes, the board tried helping it out by moving kids around and putting them on buses, of mandated buses, to make up the difference, but that was not the way to do it. There needed to be a gradual increase. I don't want to hurt anybody's pocketbook, but that was something that needed to be done. As far as public comment is concerned, when we get up to speak during public comment, I have a right to ask Dr. Algerelli how many times he gets a haircut. And I do have a right. I'm not talking about particular resolutions. I'm talking about what's going on in the district. And I'm sorry, but you're wrong. You can read whatever you want, but you're wrong. As far as particular resolutions, we may be questioning them, but in public comment, we have a right to ask. If something was confusing, we have a right to get an answer, and that's just not happening. And I don't understand how the board is going along with just doing willy-nilly, which does not make sense. If you're going to cancel a contract, cancel it. Is it going to cost us money by holding on to it for another month? I surely hope not. My last item, I still have 2 minutes. My last item is regarding the budget presentation. I've been listening to budget presentations for, Carol, maybe 40 years, 35 years. And my first question regarding a budget presentation was there was a line item to clock repair was $29,000. And I questioned it to Dr. Kresge at the time, but I had a right because I was able to look at the line by line as he was explaining it. After him, Diane Michaud did a fabulous job. But as much as I loved what Dan did, you two were unbelievable with your presentation. And I let you know that, and I don't always give out that good a response, and you all can go by that. But are we going to get that type of presentation on Tuesday, and are we able to be able to look at it prior to your presentation so that we can question anything as you're talking? Because that would truly show us what's happening, where the cuts being done. And I mean, cuts are going to happen because of our history. But we need to be able to understand what's going on. And to be very honest with you, I am not a financial person, but I don't want to knock anyone, but I come on a regular basis to keep track of what you're doing. So I understand a little bit more of what Mr. Toth has to say, what Dr. Aldarelli has to say. So I understand where my dollars and cents are going. And then I can understand why I'm paying for the betterment of this Edison district.
Okay. Can I address the budget question? Whether public will have, I mean, you tell. And when?
About the presentation.
Yeah, so much as Dr. Aldarelli and I have done every year, right? We will have our presentation that we'll be doing Tuesday. We're going to get obviously into detail into the revenues, into the appropriations, and some of the challenges with this budget. I think everybody in this room knows those challenges. I don't know that it's going to be a lot of pomp and circumstance as it has been in previous years when we were at zero, because obviously we have a tax increase, a proposed tax increase, but we're also going to be losing, a lot of the things that we, come to have. But we will be going through that again, and we will have the presentation posted beforehand so you guys can get a look at that, or if you have a question to email in, so on and so forth.
Can you give an idea?
So
of
right,
when?
with the line-by-line budget, the current DOE, the budget that I am required, along with the business office, to build in the state software program that every business office in the state of New Jersey has to do. It's a required document. It's online, right? It's 176 pages, so it's very detailed. However, it's reflecting 12%. I cannot make any changes to that document. No changes can be made until we have the hearing. We're gonna do the presentation, right? And we're gonna talk about going from 6% to 12%. And you're gonna hear about the things that are cut. Some of you guys will be happy, some of you won't be. But in any event, it's going to show that reduction in the local tax levy going from 12 to 6. We're going to have that conversation. We're going to have that PowerPoint. We're going to have, the board will have that discussion. And if they approve that, then I could submit those changes to the county, who the county is the representative, the county education department is the commissioner of education's local authority. If the board approves those changes, the county will reopen the software so I can make those changes. Then I will make the changes in the software, redo the 176-page budget and post it online for everyone to see. And that's not my process. That's the process we're in when you go from changing the preliminary budget to, in between the time you submit the preliminary budget to making changes at a budget hearing. That's the process.
So Dr. Aldarelli, when the presentation that you're going to present will be available for people?
Yeah, so I'm going to try and get the presentation out to the public by Sunday.
Thank you. Nimesh?
So the good news is that you recognize me by my name. My
and-
name is Nimesh Dave. I am from 13 Remington Drive, Edison.
Thank you.
First of all, I would like to openly say and publicly say, Vishal, tonight you are our hero. And he is truly our hero. Today, I am here to deliver the mandate of the residents of Edison. These are not my statements. These are the statements and emotions collected from several hundred residents of Edison. So if I am stopped, you are stopping 100,000 Edison residents. Please keep that in mind. That said, everybody is Edison residents are very much emotionally hurt for a very simple reason that Pearl's meeting was canceled and none of the board members showed up in spite of our personal requests to each and every one of you. You kept us shivering in the cold. My question, if you do not want to answer, it's perfectly fine. Why? During the town hall meeting, we kept standing and saying that, hey, we want to see the faces of our elected officials. You don't want to answer, that's fine. But the question of the community is why? We walked with you when you wanted a vote, and today you are hiding. The question the community is asking, why? We have, rather than talking about a budget from 12% to 6%, my question and my concern on behalf of my beloved community is one. why those 4 members or 5 members have voted yes. Don't you guys think they don't deserve to be there? Yes. Don't you guys think we need a better board
Excuse me,
who
sir,
don't
sir,
make reckless
sir.
decisions?
Can you please direct your comments to the board chair, not the public? Thank you, sir.
I am extremely sorry if I've crossed my line, and I apologize. And before I said, once again, my question is to you, looking into your eyes, my dear board members, I have personally voted for all of you. Please, please save us from such reckless spending. Voting yes is not going to help you. We are watching. We are watching. And once again, I want to publicly acknowledge the courage of our president. He came to my home. He could not convince us, but at the same time, he had a courage to come to my home. Today, he did not vote for it, and he is my hero. Thank you.
Next, yes. No, yes, yeah, blue shirts. Yeah, Mr. Mara.
Anthony Mara, Edison. I'm here again about a matter I've been here on a couple of times before, the Parental Bill of Rights that I emailed to you back in February. It's an excellent piece of work. Hats off to you, you abolished 5756, but there's so much more work to be done. A couple of days ago, you probably haven't seen it yet, I emailed to every member of the board a letter from an organization called the Thomas More Society. The Thomas More Society is an organization that seeks to promote family. This is a letter that they, in turn, wrote to the Westwood Board of Education, telling them that if they don't abolish 5756, which you have done, that they would start a lawsuit. I bring this to your attention, not the threat. I respect you guys too much. I don't threaten. To bring to your attention the fact that the LGBT community isn't the only one that threatens. And again, I use that word very cautiously. The other side of the aisle also does that too. My point is this. You can't just wipe out 5756 and say, we're done. No. There's so much more to be done. And, as I said last time, the U.S. Supreme Court now has told us what they've ruled in Mirabelli versus Bonta. This is a decision that can't be ignored. It's from our U.S. Supreme Court. They said in Mirabelli versus Bonta, parents who object to policies, no, that's not the primary protectors of children are parents. This is a quote. The primary protectors of children's best interest, their parents. If you don't replace the bad with good, bad will come back. This Parental Bill of Rights that I emailed to you is an excellent piece of work. Please adopt it. You will bless our parents in Edison. If you don't, what will you say to the parents of Edison? I've said it before, it's worth saying again. We have holidays honoring mom and dad. We call them Mother's Day and Father's Day. Mm-hmm. God himself has told us, honor your father and your mother. That's in the 10 Commandments. God has also told us to do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Is there any parent in this state who wants to be dishonored as a parent? No parent wants to be dishonored. Do the right thing. Send a message to the parents of Edison. We are with you. We stand behind you. And we're going to adopt this Parents' Bill of Rights to show you that we protect parents. There's nothing in this Bill of Rights, nothing that abrogates rights for transgenders. Nothing. The transgender community has tons of rights in the New Jersey law against discrimination. New Jersey law against discrimination is a powerful law. Nothing in this Bill of Rights diminishes that in any way. This simply states in very clear language that parents have rights too. It's a shame we actually have to say this. There was a time, I'm old enough to remember, you didn't have to say that. Everyone knew mom and dad should be honored. But now we need to put it in writing? Well, then put it in writing. Say mom and dad need to be honored. Can you argue with that? If you say, no, we won't adopt it, are you saying we don't want to honor mom and dad? Please, look at this Bill of Rights. It's an excellent piece of work. Honor mom and dad. Adopt this Parents' Bill of Rights. Thank you again for your time.
Thank you. Yeah.
Arsalan Harun, I'm from Tenike Place. First, I want to say I want to go home. A lot of people are leaving. I'm tired. I mean, people up here tired. I see half of them were on their phones playing Candy Crush. It's fine. We're not mad. I do the same. Somebody's looking up NFL draft. You know, it's tonight. I know you were looking. Ralph and Ronak, you guys were looking at each other. Giants got two picks, right?
Sir, you're sitting in the front row. I'm sure you heard me say earlier, please direct your comments to the chair. Thank you. The chair is right here, the chair of the meeting.
Only to
Thank you.
Vishal. You watch football?
We're trying to maintain order of this meeting, sir. So
Sir,
let's please direct your
watch
comments to
football?
the chair, be professional, and have decorum. Thank you.
Football? You watch football? No?
I said earlier, it's not a conversation. Make your comments, ask your questions,
Okay.
and keep it moving. Thank you.
So I want to say first, I'd say most of these people are here for the budget. John, we're working on the budget, right? Guess not. All right. So, Vishal, what I'm saying is we're here. Everybody's asking about the budget. We're getting answers at the end. And it's like, I feel like we're going to be here forever. Everybody's going to ask about the budget. When's the budget coming? We're not getting it, hopefully, till Sunday night to read over. We're going to not hang out with our family, read the budget on Sunday, Monday go to work, try to read it at night, then come in Tuesday again here. And hopefully we can, kind of go through it. But my question is, why is everything going so slow? Like, if we ask a question about budget and we get an answer, I think a lot of these people would be pleased. We're here, and a lot of people are going to ask questions about budget and, all these things, 12%, 6%. Now it's going down. No one knew about it. The website, I don't know who runs the website, but we need somebody better. Like, the website, literally, I'm looking at it like, dang, 12%. What is this going to do for me? The website told me what it's going to do for me. It said, hey, if you live in Edison, you have a $186,000 house. $186,000. Another question, where did that number come from? What is 186,000? It's not the average, it's not the median, it's not the last house sold. You guys picked a number. You guys said, hey, 186,000 is a good number to use to tell these people what the budget's going to do. If it goes up 12% on a $186,000 house, no one has a $186,000 house. It's going to go up $2 a day. Vishal, you know who cares that it's going up $2 a day? No one, because no one has a $186,000 house. Give me a budget. Let us look it over. You're telling me Sunday night I'm going to get a budget? John looks like he knows what he's doing. A little older, cool, old school guy, got a Dell computer, We know, he's not young. But come on, 177 pages, you're typing in numbers. You know what the budget is already. You can't fill it in. It's Thursday. What are you doing tomorrow? We can't do it tomorrow? I came here, missing the NFL draft, to get a budget, and I'm here waiting, and everyone's asking questions about the budget, and we're writing these questions down. There was a whole line of people here. They all left. They don't got time. They're not even going to hear the answer. They got to go on the website, which we obviously talk about is terrible, $186,000. Come on, disrespect. I feel like that was disrespectful to like our faces. Like, hey, this is what it's gonna. No, like give us real numbers, man. This is basic stuff. Regardless, everybody left. Like a lot of people left. You guys are leaving. Everybody's got to use the bathroom. You can't even give us answers till the end. I'm not going to wait till the end. I'm going to go online. There's a YouTube live stream. Hopefully it works, and I'll get my answers. But like, what if you don't answer my question? What if you don't answer that the $186,000 number we came up with because we wanted to fool you guys? You know, you're not going to say that, or you're going to skip over it. Then on my YouTube, while I'm trying to watch the NFL draft on one screen, I'm going to watch this YouTube stream on the other screen. 2 volumes, I don't know how I'm going to do it. I'm going to try to look for my question, but there's been 100 questions asked about the budget. I don't know if you're going to go through them in order, or you're just going to go through one and be like, hey, we're done. But like, none of this makes sense. You know, none of this makes sense. I know everybody knows it's by design. It shouldn't be easy. You want to make it hard for us. Okay, next. I want to know what happened from, this is, off your website, so, who knows. 2022 to now, the budget stayed the same. How many teachers did we lose? How many did we gain? How many programs did we add? I mean, I don't know the answer. I'm going to know at the end. So who knows? We added a lot of stuff. On the website it says, these are the things we're going to lose. But if the budget was good for last year, prices went up. Pencils are more expensive. But, it doesn't go up $30 million. On your website, it says $9 million was the difference, right? The state aid and whatever, it says $9 million on your website. Then the numbers come up and it's, do some math. It's almost $30 million. Thank you. Hopefully we get answers.
Thank you.
Hello, this is Anita Amarnath, Edison Glen Terrace, Edison, New Jersey. Through the board president to the entire board, first of all, I would like to thank Dr. Aldarelli for his immense patience in all this process. Thank you so much. And board president Vishal, as Nimesh rightly put, 12 to 6% is kind of a happy thing. We'll tone down our criticism a little bit because from 12 to 6. Board president, I'm going to open it with a very different note. Industry. Today, Meta lays off about 8,000 people. Microsoft is laying people off. Starbucks is laying people off. The media industry is laying people off. 900 to 1,000 jobs are lost per day. I just want to let the people, we as residents have elected all of you on the board. When you knocked on our door for votes, you had our confidence. You represent us. Today's economy is not doing good. We have huge inflation. $100 grocery, today I'm paying $125. I have calls from my community. I have senior citizens saying, I cannot pay this. I have to make my ends meet. I have people in my district who are on Social Security. I have single parents, I have single moms, I have single dads. And they have to make this budget work. Please understand that the residents should not be the solution for budget gaps, period. These are the worrisome trends which I really like to present to all of you. To say that a budget is going from 0 to 12% is a worrisome trend on the fiscal responsibility of the board. Usually in the corporate world, and again, I'm not criticizing, I'm giving you the worrisome trends which the people have. We have elected you Please understand our worrisome signs. Usually, there is an organic increase in taxes. 0 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 8, 8 to 12. To go from 0 to 12 and then suddenly come back from 12 to 6 is very worrisome. Why are we not looking at the budget, at fiscal responsibility in the beginning, and why are we going through a correction phase? We do not want this trend to repeat year after year. Please, please understand, we are really worried that you go from 0 to 12 and 12 to 6. The second thing which I wanted to bring is when we elect board members, there is a sense of confidence that we put in as voters. But today, there's again a worrisome sign. Did we elect the right kind of people? From 0 to 12, and then you go from 12 to 6. Again, I really respect a lot of people on this board, and we have ironed out a lot of issues in the past. But I'm talking on behalf of the voters who have put their trust and confidence in you. Please. And the third thing is, can we rework strategies, as Harish, Nimesh, and everybody put it, which doesn't compromise on the education of a child? Because when families move into Edison, we move for the school district. And we understand that Edison, the quality of education in Edison is excellent. And we have had all the kids graduating out of high school going to premier institutions. We carry your torch out to the outside world. So please, can you rework the strategies, whether you can do a reorg or cut costs accordingly, because as somebody put it, nobody has got a raise in our industry. Our salaries haven't increased. So if you can, I'm not asking for reducing the salaries of teachers or anybody, but can you combine positions? Can you do some kind of strategies so that it doesn't compromise on the education of a child? So that's the last thing. And I always want to end with this saying from Margaret Mead: never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. It's the only thing which has ever been done. So let's all get together and get this done. Thank you.
No, you go after him. The black shirt, one of you. Doesn't matter. Yeah. Sure.
Avinash by 17 Sunflower Court. I'll be quick. The public has spoken today. Even 3 weeks ago, a lot of us came for your town hall, and we listened to you. A lot of us listened to you. And we looked at the reasons why there's an increase in the proposed budget to 12%. And when we were looking at those reasons, what was running in most of our mind is that's the exact reason why we are facing problems in our individual household. And now the board is asking us to pay more. So we are basically cut twice. Second thing is, a lot of us talked about 0% increase in the past 3 years and now moving to 12% and coming down to 6%. How is this financially prudent? Every member of the board here or the people sitting on the dais, I'm sure you guys have your own business or you work in a corporate world. You have people working with you in your team. Will this be the way you expect your team to work? Is this the level of transparency would you expect from your team? Is this the level of financial prudency that you would expect from your team if you're running your own business or if you're answerable to your board in your corporate world? That's the question. The third and the most important thing is, as an audience, I'm listening here, this is my first time. We're using 19th century solution for 21st century problem. For the past 3 weeks, when all this was the hot topic, we had few of the board members come on social media, ask the audience not to get influenced and come to this particular session today. We were all in anticipation on the screen to expect to see what that proposed new budget is going to look like. What are the categories where the cuts have been done? Why is it being done? And what do we get? Assurance that the budget will be on a Sunday evening. And as most of the members here have mentioned rightly so, you are responsible for us because we've put our trust in you when we voted you. If there's a requirement for us to work with you, please let us know. And I raise my hand here in public offering my service to you, free of cost. Because I come from an industry where I've done this for a living. I standardize, I bring in efficiency, and I bring velocity to make things change happen in a faster manner. So if you need, my name is already on the record, my address is on the record, I offer you my service. Last but not least, this is an opportunity to build confidence. So when you ask somebody to come here, spend their time, you are giving your time, provide answers. If not all, I understand, budget is not easy. 372 million budget, line by line, it is not easy. However, this is your opportunity to build confidence. And what happened today is completely opposite. Now we have to wait until Sunday and go through those line by line items and come back on Tuesday and expect that our voices will be heard. However, today was the opportunity for you to hear our voices. I hope this message goes out very loud and clear, and changes can happen in the past. There's always day one, right? So maybe this is the opportunity for the board to introspect. Hopefully you've heard our voices. Going forward in the next budget session, whenever it happens, let's not do the same 19th century solution for 21st century problem. Thank you.
He's going.
Good evening, Saket Gohil, 1725 Raspberry Court, Edison, New Jersey. Good evening, everybody. We are basically here to look at the budget. I'm disappointed that it's not available for us to review. But what I like to do is, whenever you publish the budget, please be mindful and give us the details. Like, what are the mandatory and non-mandatory items, right? Put it on the budget. Let us decide what cuts we will like to go with. We are not unreasonable. We all have jobs. We understand you have jobs. We like to work with you. Our goal is same, right? Our kids' education. Please work with us. Don't just randomly say, oh, I'm just going to cut this, I'm going to cut that. No. Give us the details on what are your mandatory requirements. Okay, I have not heard, even in the last meeting, from any one of you that these are mandatory and these are non-mandatory. I hopefully on Tuesday we'll hear that these are mandatory, we are keeping, these are non-mandatory, we are cutting, right? Secondly, just recently, Oracle told everybody, hey, 30,000 jobs, we need to make room for AI. We would like to see how you can use AI to cut down administration and do not touch our teachers. Teachers' portion is not as big as administration. Our kids cannot suffer because administration doesn't know how to use AI and cut down the jobs. So please work with us. We will love to work with you, and that's all I have. Thank you.
Tony, you go after her lady. No, this lady. Yeah, you please. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. This is my first time attending the meeting.
Name and address, please.
Ms. Kaduri from Linwood Road, Edison, New Jersey. Of course, New Jersey. It's very, very interesting and so unorthodox. Every comment and kind of very, very simple questions and very difficult. It's like pulling teeth, asking very simple questions. Everyone is asking, where's the budget? Where's the budget? In corporate world, every day we go to work, $10 million budget. You are being ripped off if you're not prepared. You walk in and then you say, I don't have it, I'll give you Sunday night. No, you're fired. Here we are talking about a $250 million budget. Seriously? Like Anita said, It's like, I can't put my head around this, and I'm surprised. I don't know all of the board members. I know some because I voted for you guys. Please do this job that you agreed to do. Nobody put a gun to your head to do this job. It's so surprising to see the Good Samaritans offering free of service while they're charged to do the work, the same work at work. Some gentleman was saying, I do this for a living. I can help you for free. It's unbelievable that you have so much support, so much talent, and the AI, that person stole my words. I was going to say the same thing. Where is AI? I don't want to reveal where I work because I don't need to here, but that's what we are getting ripped off every day at work. You have 400 people you're working with without AI last year. You asked it for $30 million budget. Well, where is the returns from the AI? Where is the return? We want return. We want you to do things more efficiently, more fast, bring more value to business, and then spend less money and reduce the workforce. Where are you doing that? And why are you different? You are in the same ecosystem. You're no different than us doing whatever we are doing at work. Seriously. I mean, it's so disappointing. I've never been to these meetings, and you guys, when I say you guys, us as a community are being talked about more than the war with Iran. I call my family in India and they're like, hey, what? Somebody is mismanaging your money there? It went go from 0 to 12, and now I'm so surprised to see it's now 6. This is exactly a strategy. This is one of the strategies. If you want to bump up the budget, be lazy, don't be efficient, just let it go, and then just do some sloppy work. It will go to 6%. So what you do, you say it's going to go to 12%, all of us get panicked, and then you say it came back to 6. We all are happy. No. I'm not saying we are happy. The strategy is if the budget, I'm doing work every day. I go to work. I know what it is. If I go to my manager and say, oh, we have 6% increase, I need 6% workforce, he's going to say, why? If you can't make this happen, I'll find somebody that does it. And then I'm going to say, okay. But then if I say I need 12% increase, and then in workforce or money, whatever the budget is, and then I'm saying 2 days later, I worked it out. I only need 6% increase. It looks like I brought some efficiency. No, it was sloppiness. You should be able to work with 0% increase. Seriously, yes. It's not 1 million, 2 million, 3 million. It is $250 million, guys. Go for 0%. Use AI. The gentleman freely suggested use AI. He can help. Some other guy can help. I'm not volunteering to help. I'm already having a lot of, my hands are full. I cannot help. But I'm going to not vote for you guys if you don't do this next time. That's it.
Thank you. Tony? Yeah. Tony, no. Sir. Tony. Yeah. Only one Tony here.
Only Tony.
Yeah.
Tony DePasquale, 2 Pine Street. So I need a little clarity from, I guess, Shal or the lawyer. Is this a public comment on resolutions? What is this? What is this part?
So as we discussed earlier, there are 2 public comment portions
Oh,
of the meeting.
I know how it works. I'm asking you a
So
question. Is this public
currently-
comment
I was
or is
trying to
this
answer
on?
your question, sir.
No. I just want a simple answer. Is this public comment or is this public comment on resolutions? What is this? Okay, if this is public comment, there are no restrictions on this other than you can restrict us from only talking about school stuff. That's it. If it's an agenda item, it's under the agenda public comment. Public comment at this time You can speak about anything pertaining to the schools, and if you did not put it in the agenda that this is only going to be public comment with restrictions, you can't do that. You have to publish that. So if I want to talk about Talmage, you can't stop me from talking about Talmage, because if it was an agenda public comment, yes, you can stop me, because that's an agenda public comment. This is regular public comment with no restrictions. So what you spoke before was incorrect. You were wrong because you're trying to stop these people from talking about Talmage. Now, are you going to kick me out of here because I'm using the word Talmage, or I want to ask questions? And I'm sorry, but I respect Nimesh, but Vishal, you're not a hero because you're allowing this to happen. You are the president, and you are allowing this to happen. You are the president. You are responsible for all this. I've emailed you 3 times. You have not responded. Are you afraid to respond to me? Am I that scary? 3 emails. You have not responded to me. I don't get it. You should be responding to the residents when they ask a question. That's your responsibility as president. And I'm going to ask you about Talmage. We'll see what happens. But do we know if we can build on Talmage? Do we know who owns Talmage? Do we know if we have the money for it? Like, I'm going to ask these questions, and I'm not getting kicked out. So I guess what the lawyer said before was wrong. Okay? So, this whole thing with the 12%, and the 0 and the 6%. I said this last time, and I said it 5 years ago. And Vishal, you are part of this, and other board members up there were part of this. You did 0% for 5 years. The school was in deficit during those 5 years. Now we're paying 12%. So now 12% goes to 6%. Now you have to cut. You have to cut stuff where you wouldn't have had to do it if it was 2% every year. You are jeopardizing our children, you're jeopardizing our school system, and what people might understand. You do 6% this year, what do you think next year is going to be? Possibly 14%, because you have to make up for still everything that's happened over the past 5 years. Irresponsible, or being ignorant, or just the campaigning. That's what it was for, so you can campaign. 5 years ago, Mr. Shi, who's not here, I brought this up. He told me I was crazy. How am I crazy when 5 years later, we're in trouble? Financially, we are in trouble. And the board members are responsible for making sure that the finances of this school district is running well. But you guys want to blame it on 2 gentlemen that are up there, Mr. Aldolarli and Mr. Toth. But you guys are the ones that vote. You approve it. You are the ones to say yes or no. You don't put it on them, because if they know how to run the school district, which they do, they come to you and you tell them, no, we don't want to do 12%. We want to do 6%. You can do that. And that's what you have done. You have now said to them, you have to do 6%. So now you have to make cuts. What, possibly 100 teachers? How is that going to help the school and the teachers? Possibly getting rid of preschool? Band instruments? Playgrounds? All the good, positive stuff for our students, all because of the reckless behavior of board members over the past few years. That's what we're dealing with here. We're not dealing with anything else but that. So I'm sorry, but Vishal, you are not a hero. You need to think about what you're doing here, because you're playing games, and that's what this is all about. It's a game to you guys. Nothing but a game. Thank you.
Yep. Mr. Ross. You go after him. Mr. Ross, can you go? Sorry.
All right, good evening, everybody. Apologize, it's been a few months since I been able to get up here and talk about what's great about Edison High. And, you know, I'm not a numbers guy. It's not for me to say any of that type of stuff. The only thing I know is that the NFL draft starts at 8, and there's 8 minutes for each one. The Giants don't go on the clock until 8:32, so we'll keep those numbers right. So that's that one. Oh, I apologize. I'm Mr. Ross. I'm the principal of Edison High School. How you doing tonight? That's okay. It's been a while. I forgot the proceeds. I apologize. But I just wanted to sit there and, you know, my concept is, you know, what's great about Edison High School, and we always worry about things like the money and the parental rights. But the great thing about Edison is that all our parents have the rights to send their kids to probably the best public school system in the state of New Jersey, which is one of the best states that's out there. And that's something that I think is, you know, the best right of all that we have. And for me, I don't get to speak at the next meeting because all of our honors and awards system starts to really kick in. Next Tuesday, when you guys are going to be over there in J.P. Stevens, we're going to be having the National Honor Society inductions, where we see those students who meet those 4 pillars: character, leadership, service. Those are the things that make the difference. Those are those students that are going to be recognized for leadership within their community. Then we go to the dance ensemble. If you want to see our teacher of the year lead some of the best, normally we go to Middlesex College, but we don't always see it. But if you come out next Friday night, you'll just see what the programs are, and you see how the investment that people make in education pays off in students and how it enlivens them. And it's a great night. I guarantee it's good. If you ask, you say my name at the door, you get half price off. The next week, we have the orchestra concert. We're going to have the band concert. We're going to have the Powder Puff football. JP is doing a great job setting up with their flag football, but down here, we still do it the old school way. The year after that, we're going to have, the week after that, we're going to have the choir concert. And this year, we managed to do our senior awards night, not on a board night, so the board members can come on out. We're going to do it before the May board meeting. On May 18th, we're going to be here, and you're going to see the great super class of 2026. All of the people, all of the schools they're going to, from Johns Hopkins to MIT to West Point, and you're going to see them get their awards. You're going to see the announcement of the valedictorian and the salutatorian. That's going to be on May 18th, and on May 19th, we're going to be back in this auditorium for the honors for the Governor's Educator of the Year, where we're going to have all of those great teachers. Because in the end, whether we're talking about money or numbers or cuts, in the end, it's people that makes the difference. It's people from the administrative professionals, from the custodians, from the security staff, our teachers, our paraprofessionals, our administrators, our central office people. That's the thing that makes a difference in the end, and we have that on May 19th. I want everybody to come out and see that positivity and see where, you know, education is expensive, but New Jersey's got the best education in the country, and it's because of how seriously we take it. So I want everybody to come out and see all of that, and I'm just happy because I'm all about taking the wins. And, you know, all the wins for me is when my students go across that stage and move on to the rest of their life, whether it's HVAC, whether it's work, whether it's the service academies. And for me, when they move across there, I know that we've done all we can to help them put in all that effort. So I appreciate everybody's passion for education, and we'll see you guys on May 1st back here for the Dance Collective. And thanks to everybody for the good wishes while I was out, but I appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm Raghu Prasad. I live in 21 Tamarack Road, Edison, New Jersey. I'm going to state 6 facts, each fact followed by a question. That is just to make you think about how we feel about it. The facts are coming from 2-3 sources, so hopefully it is right. You can question that. But still, my questions remain valid as far as the tax hike is concerned. First question. Inflation already taxed families $1,700 plus last year. This is a fact. It is based on some number crunching by AI. My question to you is, how many more grocery trips should my family skip to cover the second tax hike? So that's my first question. Second fact is, child care costs rose 32% since 2019. But the family credits did not rise even a bit. My question to you is, which parent should quit their job because we can't afford care and higher taxes? Third fact, flat deduction during inflation is equal to automatic tax hike for large families. My question to you is, how many kids are too many before you start punishing us at the tax time? Fourth fact,
revenue above inflation plus population growth is itself a over-taxation. My question is, when the city collects extra, why are we the ones told to tighten our belts? Why can't you adjust within your budget? Fifth fact I have is, since 2020, wages lagged inflation by 5% for median families. This is a fact, especially for New Jersey. My question is, what do you tell a family choosing between a rent or a mortgage and your tax bills this month? That's it. These are my questions. And last point I still want to keep in the agenda and ask is, Talmage Road. I heard from multiple conversations that there is a $19.5 million you can save this year and the following years through this Talmage Road deal if it is cut off. Can you please get rid of them? My understanding is that if you just remove that one thing, if you remove just that one thing, tax can go from 6% to 3%. We want to see 0, but this one thing will get you off the way through. Thank you.
Thank you. You want to address that 19 million thing?
The 19 million in outlay? I would imagine.
So if you're speaking to the 19.5 million that's allocated in the fiscal year 27 for capital outlay, those are for capital leases on loans that were taken against properties that the Board of Ed owns in order to do construction. So think of that as like a home equity loan, right? Like a HELOC on your house or a second mortgage. If we default on that, no good. So we have to pay it. You can't, it's like, it's really bad if we don't.
And the question is, if the Talmage property.
Yeah, Talmage property. So $9.9 million. We actually used capital reserve, right? So if the board chooses to vote and terminate the contract, we will lose our deposit. We'll get back $8.5 million that goes back into capital reserve, which can only be used for capital projects. So think about doing things like roofs or a small building addition. You can't use it to pay a capital lease, anything of that $19.5 million, because those are classified as current expenses. So you can't use capital reserve for that. Thanks.
The deposit is what, $500,000?
Correct.
That would be lost, wasted.
Gone.
Thank you. Next.
So John, can I ask a question? So even if we get the $9 million, $8.5 million, because we're going to lose $500,000 deposit, would that impact any tax? Like the gentleman said, he's going to cut another 3%. Is that true?
The capital, anything that comes out of capital reserve, it's not part of your operating budget. It's not part, it's just what it is. It's a legally restricted reserve. Funds held in that reserve are aligned for projects in your long-range facilities plan, because schools, much like municipalities, are supposed to, obviously keep up with building infrastructure, mechanical, all of that stuff. That's what that reserve is for. So that money was acquired over years when there were surpluses, but no, if that money, there's no impact. If we terminate the deal, it goes back into reserve. It doesn't help your taxes one bit, because it can't be used for current expenses. Remember, your general fund, your operating fund, is what's for current expenses, right? A short-term lease like the board took on multiple properties, right? Those are 5 years or less. It's not a board policy. It's not an administrative policy. It's an accounting practice, right? That's promulgated in New Jersey Administrative Code, law, GAAP, modified GAAP, all of those. That's what we have to follow, I should say. Thank you.
Next.
Thanks
No,
for
I'm sorry.
No, I'm just answering.
Excuse me, sir. I'm sorry. You had you
Thank
only
you.
get one
Yes.
chance to speak. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, but that's a propaganda question. She asked a question.
Please, only person recognized speaks on the dais. Thank you.
I'm good?
Yes, go ahead.
My name is Christine Keefe. I have been a Spanish teacher at John P. Stevens High School since 2001. You have heard many perspectives tonight. I have literally spent more than half of my life working with the children of the Edison School District, so I wanted to share mine. I decided to get up and speak tonight as watching the conversations surrounding the budget unfold has made me very concerned about our schools. A significant reduction of the budget increase from nearly 12% to 6% will be felt across the district. Staff morale is suffering. Uncertainty is in the air. I watched that town hall meeting on April 16th, and I was not reassured. I was dismayed when questions came up about cutting teacher salaries. Thank you, Dr. Aldarelli, for your response to that question. But I wish people understood how much unpaid work the teachers are putting in. Just one example, high school teachers, by contract, must arrive at school by 7:30 a.m. But if you come to J.P. Stevens on any day at 6:30 a.m. and take a look at the parking lot and see how many teachers are there, you might be surprised. One of our BPs has been acknowledging staff who arrive exceptionally early, in particular those with the earliest arrival times to school. The staff member with the earliest arrival time is around 6 a.m. That person does not get compensated for being there so early. And while I admittedly do not get there that early, that's really early, I am certain that those there at 6 a.m. are doing work like grading, lesson planning, college letters of recommendation, etc. At the meeting that I watched from April 16th, Dr. Aldarelli also explained what a proposed budget 11.7% increase would mean, and at one point he put an approximate monetary cost on every additional 2% reduction. If I've got my numbers correct, it was around 4.7 million. So you multiply that by 3 for a 6% reduction, that's a little over 14 million. I know I'm not a math teacher, but I can do that basic math. A cut of that amount will have an impact on the state of our buildings. At JP, we're lucky we have that beautiful new C-wing, but things like that won't continue to happen if we make these kind of cuts. I've been around a long time, and I was here when the 2010 cuts took place, and I watched many colleagues lose their jobs, especially as Spanish teachers. They were hit especially hard because they cut the elementary Spanish program. Class sizes got bigger, especially in my department. This had a negative impact on students. Teachers and support staff are the ones with the most direct contact with students on a day-to-day basis. Drastic cuts to these roles will directly impact student learning and outcomes for all students, those with special education services and students enrolled in honors and AP courses. I have taught classes of 34. Learning is negatively affected when classes are that large. Many of our classrooms don't even accommodate that many students comfortably. I have been here, as I said earlier, for 25 years, so I am what many may term a late-to-career teacher. I work with dozens of teachers and support staff at this stage in their careers, with less working years ahead of us than behind us. I also work with fabulous novice teachers, and the beauty of having different staff of varying ages and experiences, we all learn from each other. Our students are best served when they learn from teachers of all different experience levels. Are we willing to sacrifice some of the bright novice staff members we currently have to reduce costs in some way with the most direct impact on students? If this choice is made, it will be to the detriment of our students. And who will be here to replace the late career folks like me when we retire? Whatever decisions are made in regard to the cuts, I hope attention is paid to some of the higher paying roles, over $200,000 a year. That's the salary of approximately 3 novice teachers or even more support staff. Please think about the potentially overcrowded classrooms, the learning outcomes that will take a hatchet, maybe will be hit and take a hatchet to our teachers and our support staff. Please consider the state of our buildings, things like the lack of air conditioning, because I can tell you, if you haven't been in some hot classrooms, learning objectives are not met when students are in classrooms that can reach temperatures close to 90 degrees in an upstairs sun-facing room, or when there are mice around. I know that's an unfortunate situation, but it does happen. Please keep in mind the safety of our members and of the school community, and this should be at the forefront of these decisions. Cuts like things like athletics or the arts take away from the best part of the day for many students. Today, you heard about that earlier, J.P. Stevens is inducting several very accomplished individuals into their Hall of Honor. I want to extend my congratulations to them and their many extraordinary accomplishments, several of whom were my students, because like I said, I've been here a while. I hope to continue providing the best for all of our current and future students. The shirt I'm currently wearing says, Todos estamos juntos en esto, which means we're all in this together, and I chose intentionally to wear this shirt tonight. As an educator, I want what's best for our students. As you consider this proposed budget and what these cuts might mean, I respectfully ask that you keep all stakeholders in mind, including the students and staff and taxpayers of Edison. Thank you.
Thank you. Next. Yes.
Pansi Mathur, 2 Haydock Drive, Edison. It's not a question, it's a comment that I just heard like in the beginning of the meeting. Mr. Toth said that there are going to be at least 4 things that you have, the list or the line items that you're going to cut. I could be wrong, and if I am missing something, please include that. One was the field, the sports field that needs some TLC. We will just keep them aside. Band program, and just to let everybody know, our band program in both the schools are highly, highly decorated. Both school kids bring us pride and joy from the trophy at both state and national levels, but we decided to not give them the instrument. Second, I think the pre-K, which is not mandatory, so you thought it's okay to put aside. And the fourth thing I think I'm missing. And on top of that, all the elected officials who are present here said yes to table the motion of deal that you want, which is, I don't know what that deal is, but you want to put that still on your agenda later on and cut all these programs. Think one more time what you're doing. Think, because this want and need, I used to explain it to my 2-year-old son when we used to go to the store, that what you want and what you need. I don't think I need to explain that to you guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Next. Yes.
Matt Revnak, ETA President. I come to say something I wish I didn't have to come and say, and that is I told you so. I've been coming to this podium for the last 5 years saying it's a mistake going to 0% for 5 years. It will come back to haunt us. I also was an integral part 15 years ago when we went through this under Governor Christie and a town council that cut an additional $6.5 million from our budget and saw what originally was 374 staff on the chopping block, paras being privatized, et cetera, programs being cut. I hope to never relive that. Unfortunately, we're here again. And it is all about that. However, I'm not here to harp on the past. We can't undo it. It's done. But what I want to do is talk about not have to come back up here in a couple years and say, I told you so again. I think you're making a huge mistake again, cutting down to 6%. You've already heard, some of the people in the audience heard already about some of the programs that will have to be cut. Prices go up, budget increase goes down. You lost $2.7 million in the last 2 years in state aid, and you will continue to lose that until we get to the local fair share. Are you still willing to keep losing money from the state? That's one of the questions you have to look and answer. Because that $2.7 million is gone, and like we always talk about with revenue increases, that's compounding as well. So it's something to think about. I work directly with Mr. Toth, Dr. Aldarelli, and his team. I've heard a lot of people say about transparency and cutting things. We've discussed these things even at 12%. We've talked about that some staff may have to be, or combined, let's not call it cut, that it would hopefully be done through attrition, retirees, things like that, and certain things need to be looked at. I know that they've looked at central administration, for example, and programs. Over the years, I always said he was thrifty, but Mr. Shi a number of times said, hey, I'm going out and reducing that contract and getting them to like lower it by 2% or whatever. All right, so it's not that the administration has not been doing their due diligence. I don't recall the public coming out each of the last 5 years and saying, you know what, maybe we should raise it 2%. In fact, I recall them coming out when 1 year was 0 and they wanted to cut. And Mr. Toth explained to it, you can't cut the budget. You can flatline it at 0, but you can't cut it. That's the law. So everybody's up in arms. And listen, I get it. I'm a taxpayer as well. We all are. It sucks to go up 12%. But what's the alternative? Cuts. Plain and simple. There's no way to do it. And even with 12%, there were things that were going to be cut. You know, the local person in the audience doesn't realize that in October, November every year, staff is told, budget freezes, we're very picky now on what you can get. And by the way, it's known the average teacher puts out about $700 out of their own pocket every year for supplies that they don't get, that they need for their classroom to make their education of the students enhanced. That's a known fact. So we have a decision to make. Are we going to keep cutting, The taxpayer has saved money over the last 5 years because they haven't paid taxes in 5 years in the school part of it. And yes, it hurts with the price of everything going up. My bills, I like the one person that said a $100 grocery bill was now $125. You're absolutely right. That's all of us. But we do have one of the top school systems in the state of New Jersey here. I've always said we're the 5th largest, and back when they have them, we're the first non-Abbott district. I don't want to become that. I'm here 38 years. In fact, I just found out I'm the 3rd in seniority in the entire district. I've given most of my life here. I spend more time here in Edison. I don't live in Edison. Quite honestly, when I was married, I couldn't afford to live in Edison. But we all pay taxes. I don't have children in the school district either where I live. My children are 32 and 28. And you know what? When it comes to vote on something where I live, it's a yes. There's a lot of things in my taxes I don't necessarily take advantage of or need at this point, but I pay it because it's for the betterment of society, it's the betterment of people. It's the betterment of my children's schools, and it will also keep my property value up. Because when the school system is weak, your property values go down. The $186,000 is not a made-up number. Go check with the city. That's Edison. They haven't reevaluated the property values in probably 25 years. That's what it comes down to. So it's not a bogus number. And I know I'm short on time. But many people in this audience got up about corporate and, et cetera, et cetera. We are not corporate. We are education. We don't have a commodity. We develop people. The dividends on us is that we hopefully develop productive members of society that stay out of prisons. And as was mentioned before, our kids attend some of the best colleges and universities in the country. They go on and become some of the best professionals out there. And I know because I've been here 38 years, and I've bragged about it for 38 years. I don't want to see that diminished. I'm out of time. Thank you. One other thing, Dr. Aldarelli, you stole my thing because you mentioned about, I usually go Teacher Appreciation Week and nurses. But again, thank you to all the teachers and nurses out there for all you do for our district.
Thank you. Next. Okay, I don't see.
Motion to
anybody.
close public portion.
I second.
All in favor? Thank you. Wrap it up. Meeting is adjourned.
Motion to adjourn.
Oh, yeah.
Motion to adjourn.
To adjourn. What about board member comments?
Oh, sorry, yeah. Sorry. Board member comments. Go for it, Chris.
But I think we have a motion on the floor. What do I do about that?
Just withdraw the motion.
Withdraw the motion. Done.
I'll withdraw motion to adjourn.
Thank you, sir.
Go ahead, Chris. Sorry.
No, it's okay. Thank you, board president. So, with this being tabled, the motion that we had to with the motion that was drafted to get out of the deal the Talmage property, and it was tabled. Will this be brought back on Tuesday, or no?
I mean, it is not on the agenda, so it cannot be brought back on Tuesday.
I'll just say get correct. It's not on Tuesday's agenda. My understanding is that it may be reviewed further at the May meeting, if I'm not mistaken.
But that though, okay, so it's going to come back. It could possibly come back during the May meeting, but that time the budget's already voted on and gone, correct?
So again, my understanding is that the matter that was tabled, I can't get into all the discussions that were had during closed session. These are confidential. I don't believe you were at all the closed session. I'll be happy to talk with you offline so that we can maintain confidentiality regarding the board's decision of whether to engage in a contract or not. Again, this is a board meeting held in public. It's not a public meeting, and there are certain items that the board members are bound by confidentiality when it comes to contract negotiations, attorney-client privilege, et cetera. So I'll be happy to talk to you after the meeting about some of the details.
Okay. Dr. Aldarelli, I got a question for you. We went from 12 to 6, and with a 12% increase in the budget, we were still looking at approximately $5.9 million in cuts, correct? At 12%?
For staffing? Or
Just
for
in
overall?
overall.
Just in general, yes.
Okay. Now going down to 6, we're bringing that number now close to 20%. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. Is any of that 20%, is any capital projects affected by this?
If we come down to 6%?
Yes.
Yeah, we're planning, there's some projects that were, if we went to 12% that we would have done. I think it was 2 playgrounds. There was the Jams, I think it's parking lot renovation, the JP Access Road, and there was one other one that's escaping off the top of my head, along with, it's not cutting the middle school program. The middle school band programs have not had new instruments since 1976.
Okay. I'm talking about capital projects.
Yeah, some of those are capital projects, Chris, and capital equipment because the price of a saxophone is considered a capital asset. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're cutting that.
Yeah.
But yet we just tabled the resolution not to cancel our contract for $9 million. Wait, what universe does that even make sense?
Again,
I
am I
really
wrong?
want to know that because we're telling everybody we have to cut, but yet there's a piece of land. We have no idea what we're going to do with it. There's been nothing proposed with return on investment for this land at all. I haven't seen anything, and I've been asking now for 2 years, and there hasn't been, and that's why I was a no vote last year, is because no one knew what the heck to do with this property. You know what? I'm sorry, public. I'm frustrated because we got this $9 million headache that's lingering out there, but yet I'm hearing from our administrator right now that we're cutting capital projects, but yet we still have $9 million of capital liability out there that we're not reclaiming.
Just if I may, as a brief point of order, I mean, technically, this is board member comments, but you're really talking about not just old business, but also pending business.
Okay, you
So
could shut me down.
as
You could shut me down if
not
I'm
trying to
out of
shut you-
line.
I represent the board. I'm not trying to shut you down. I'm just trying to, as I said, point of order, maintain some order with the meeting. The issue you're discussing is technically old business because it was already tabled, and it still may be potential future business. And as I mentioned, there are certain matters of attorney-client privilege that you weren't present for.
Well, you know what?
closed
It's
session,
not
but I
really
want to
old
bring you
business
up to
because
speed.
it's our problem now.
I said there are certain matters of attorney-client privilege that I would like to bring you up to speed on. That's all I'm saying, sir. Thank you.
I understand what you're saying. It's old business, but it's current business because we're dealing with the headache in real time.
But I said
That's exactly.
old and new, and I said I wanted to bring you up to speed
Chris.
because you were not at closed session. Thank you. So can members of
Okay.
the public please stop interrupting the meeting? Thank you. And also, Mr. President, if I just may clarify, because there were some questions asked earlier, I don't think the speakers wanted an answer because they interrupted me when I tried to answer.
Yes, please, go ahead.
But with respect to public comment, the Board of Education, can people please
Please,
stop
that
disrupting
do not
the meeting?
disturb.
Thank you.
Please, let him continue.
There were some procedural questions asked regarding public comment.
Yeah.
The board, pursuant to your bylaws, pursuant to Robert's Rules of Order, has every right to adopt a order of agenda for your meetings. You have 2 public comment periods, you being the Edison Township Board of Education, 2 public comment periods. The first is for resolution items only, and the second is for general public comments. When I redirected speakers earlier, we were in the public comments on resolutions only section of the agenda. We were at that portion of the meeting, which is why people's comments about a piece of property were out of order because that was not on the agenda since it was tabled. During the general public comment period, that gentleman was correct. Speakers can speak on whatever they want at their peril or pleasure. And I'll leave it at that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I still have a couple more questions.
Yeah, go ahead, Chris.
So the budget was submitted at 12% to the county, correct?
Correct.
Was it accepted by the county?
Correct.
Okay. Now we're going to possibly redo it at 6% and resend it to the county.
Yes.
Possibly. That's a potential.
After board approves it.
Right. So that's a potential scenario.
Right. So the draft that has now been, after speaking with the board president, superintendent, the draft reflects 6%. That has to be presented, obviously, to the board and to the community. There has to be a hearing, public comment on it, come back, and there has to be a majority vote, which approve it, and then I could send it to the county.
Okay. Is the county obligated to accept it, or can they reject it?
I would anticipate, listen, they're not obligated to, but I would anticipate that the changes that we made, they will go along with.
Okay, but is it in the realm of possibility that the county can reject another budget?
I mean, it's possible. Anything's possible, Mr. Lugo.
What happens then?
Well, put it this way, if the board doesn't pass, forget the county, if the board doesn't pass a budget in which the county approves, let's say that we have a budget goes to the county, they kick it back to us, we have to work changes, revote, not another hearing, but revote, and it goes beyond the 14th, it goes to the county, and ultimately they'll decide what the tax levy impact is, not the Board of Ed. And that's yes.
But that's only if the board doesn't pass a budget, correct?
Correct. Beyond May 14th.
Correct. What I was trying to envision is there a possibility that if the board proposes to put forward a 6% budget, can it be rejected?
Would the county reject it? I would think no, as long as we are meeting the adequacy level for education spending here in Edison, meaning that the budget we put forth provides a thorough and efficient education, because there's a formula within the budget, to the Edison students. I would think as long as we're at or above adequacy, we would be okay.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you. And Mr. President, if I may just remind board members that pursuant to the Code of Ethics for board members, codified at NJSA 18A:12-24.1, board members essentially have three functions pursuant to law. Hire a superintendent, set policy, and number three, drum roll, JT, adopt the budget. That's one of your primary responsibilities.
You're on fire tonight.
And so you're also measured and monitored by QSAC, Quality Single Accountability Continuum. And one of the primary factors that you're graded on is governance and finance, i.e. adopting a budget. I would just, caution or just, advise board members to roll your sleeves up and try to do your statutory and ethical responsibility to adopt a budget versus putting it off to the county. Thank you.
Okay, anyone else? Shannon?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Well, time out. I have something to say.
Withdrawn.
Withdrawn.
I have to
Ross,
withdraw
go
again.
for it.
No. You're good.
No, go for it, Ross.
I just want to say that we're all taxpayers here as well. We've all had children in the school system, and most of us, our children are out of school. The point I'm trying to make is we passed a preliminary budget. It wasn't set in stone 12%. It was a preliminary budget that the district had to send to the county by the 27th of March. That was done, and we did our job. We don't want to tax ourselves 2%, 10%, or 15%. But like many of you said, you have children in the school system. You care about your kids. How do you take care of the kids? How do you pay for teachers and you don't raise taxes? I don't want to raise taxes, but when you get a decrease on state aid, how do you? It's a tightrope. We're all in the same boat as you. We don't want to raise taxes, and we don't want to see kids do it out, and we don't want to see teachers lose their jobs. So, just wanted to bring that point to your attention. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else before we do the motion? Okay. Can I do it? Yes, go for it.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay, meeting adjourned.
Good night.